Okay, so my top roster change team, I should say, is Autobahn. Um, I think we've all talked about how good his team is, the juggernaut of a team. But he's done some things to get this team. Obviously, drafting Hasek when he came in second in the shitty bill was a big move. Not I don't know if everyone's going to do that. There were other offensive players that he could have taken. Also making a trade with the Wolf to get Chelios was a heck of a move. I think Flurry would be a great player on his team.
He doesn't need him. He's got 10. He's got a million forwards. He doesn't need him.
He made a move to build his roster the way he wanted, and for me, he's a top roster in the game, and that's why he's as good as he is, because he's a good player and he's got this incredible roster. So he's my number one.
One thing I'd say about Audubon though, it's like the goalie is amazing, the defense is stacked, Shanahan in the middle. I mean, amazing. We all love Sanderson because of what he does in '95 with Hartford. But I mean, is he?
No, he's not. I mean, you can improve. You can always improve.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Like, but on his off wing, I mean, he's been switching between like Draper, Modine. I mean, he's got Jokinen, but Jokinen is not going to really hit his stride until like 2002. Again, another situation where here's the guy who is a win now team. Like, why wait 4 years until Jokinen gets good? Why not package Jokinen and Modine to whatever and get a win now player? I mean, yeah. I love Audubon's team. Don't get me wrong, but I just think that there's an opportunity for more impact there.
And that's kind of what I meant, Derek, when I said like Fleury would have been a perfect complementary player to Shanahan.
So what you're saying is you had a Fleury deal on the table.
Well, what I'm saying is he traded.
So it was Fleury for Olli Jokinen, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Exactly.
I think he traded a player, a good player, a fast player that can score, because he identified getting a guy to play next to Leach was more important. That's kind of what I mean by building a roster. So that's what I mean. That's why he's my number one. Mike.
All right. So my number one is Bell. He's always number one for something, but for acquiring Bure, I just give him credit for after he won the championship with Lindros, and Lindros was so dominant. I don't know if you ever saw that championship round against Puss. That was versus Puss, right?
Puss, yeah.
Lindros was just a fucking monster. I think he swept Puss in 4 games, and Lindros probably scored 20 fucking goals. He was unbelievable. You couldn't stop him. So I give for Bell to look and see that he could flip Lindros for the best player in the game in Bure. Major credit to him, and kind of a shitty for Sumter to do that, but Sumter had his plan to build his team a certain way, so I understand what he was doing there. But for Bell to seize the moment and acquire Bure, which has won him 2 more championships, is pretty impressive. So that's my number one.
So I will tell you that deal, because I'm not sure who posted it on Twitter, but that was one of the first things that I saw about the WN 95 AHL.
Oh, interesting.
That's funny. That trade.
Well, because it would have the picture of Steve Rule, and it had the 2 dudes on, like the trade list or whatever. But that was one of the first things that I saw, and then also when I started following that, and it's like I started seeing all these trade deals, and all of a sudden I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
I need to.
So actually, it's a question we did not ask you, but how did you learn about the W?
So, long story short is I actually stumbled upon it through Twitter. So I mean, I was never a social media guy. And so I mean, it wasn't Facebook or any of that kind of stuff. But I mean, someone told me to go join Twitter, so I fucking joined Twitter or whatever, and just following random things. And I believe it was Segathon posts, and I started seeing things from Segathon, and then which led me to the 95 HL, like Waterloo tournament. And so when I started seeing, and then of course seeing like the trades of like Bure and Lindros and that kind of stuff, that's what led me to like, wow, I need to reach out to these guys, because this is like right up my alley. I mean, it's general managing, it's playing, it's retro gaming. Like this is the shit I want to be involved in. And so I'm not sure. I believe it was Moses who then like got back in contact with me, and as the story goes, he vetted my Twitter account to make sure that it wasn't filled with inappropriate information. And so after he vetted me, I was invited over to Moses's place, and we had that 2019 tournament with the Finns and all the other dudes, and that's how I got part of this.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Cool. Nice.
Well, so before we give you your open time to ask or whatever you want to do, I think we wanted to do a shout out here.
Yeah. Just some of the tier 4 teams that have been super impressive. Just a quick moment to say Comical Font is
Yes.
playing games. She's winning games. She's impressive. So I like what's happening in the tier 4.
With
division.
Timmins, with Colorado,
With Timmins.
with Mr. Tex playing
Yeah.
really well. Just don't get too high on your horse there, Mr. Tex. Remember, it's still tier 4, so let's settle down.
Yeah.
You don't want to attract the attention of everybody above you, so just do what you're doing.
Yeah.
Have you guys played Mr. TX?
No, I have not played him yet. No.
Okay, so I played him in 2 exhibitions.
Yeah.
And I beat him in 1 game, and I don't know, I'm assuming he got some sort of garbage goal in the 2nd game. But anyways, we were 1-1.
Okay.
But
Okay.
no, he's a solid player. But you're right, though. I mean, like Timmins and Caden, Salvo. I mean,
Yep.
they're
Salvo,
involved in
big time.
Salvo, yeah.
They're doing they're involved in the chat rooms and everything. I mean, props to them, man. I mean, they're doing what tier 4 should be doing.
Yeah, man. I talked to Salvo, I think, for like 40 minutes the other day, just on the thread, just shooting shit back and forth. He's a great guy too, man. And every one of them I've had some pretty good conversations with. I mean, it's just good people. They're all good people.
Absolutely, 100%, man.
And Caden, a local guy who we've never met.
He's going to be high very soon.
He takes over the box scores.
Yeah.
So he's helping out. So props to Caden, props to all the tier 4. We love the enthusiasm that you're all bringing. This is what we want for people that are coming in. So, next year it's going to be tougher, playing other people, but this is good stuff. So,
but I mean, anything that anyone can contribute. I mean, Caden's doing like the box score stuff. I mean, he's doing streaming, which I'm sorry, that is part of my goals for the next 5 years is to start streaming and get myself a channel and all that kind of bullshit. But you know what? These guys are contributing, and you know what? It's the gifts, it's the streaming, it's the activity in Discord. I mean, that's what makes it fun, and that's what makes the awesome parts of this league.
Yeah, big time.
Agreed. So what did you have? Now it's open to you. Whatever you got.
All right. So I still had the last couple of years of draft whoopsies.
Yep.
Yeah.
So in year 3, and we've talked about Providence and their lack of secondary scoring. So in year 3, Providence selected Robert Zvela. And Robert Zvela is a good defenseman. He's, he is what he is. Right?
Yeah.
But I think we can all agree that he's the kind of guy that you can, for a 2nd round pick, you can probably pick off of someone else's roster.
Yep.
So when you have Medano and you don't have any other secondary scoring, and you draft Robert Zvela instead of Saku Koivu, Shane Doan, Ryan Smith, Miro Shatan, Corey Stillman. This is why you have secondary scoring problems.
Wow. I didn't know all that. Dan, what the fuck, Dan? We need to have a talk.
This is very insightful.
Yes. Holy fuck, Dan. You fucked up. Imagine him pairing Satan with fucking Madano. Like, holy fuck, or Koivu with Madano. Like, that's what we were saying. That's what I was saying. Like, he never gripped. I guess he just didn't pay attention to what the fuck was going on. Reffing too many fucking games, but
and in fairness, back then you guys were playing like boosters and all this kind of
other fuck. Remember the boosts? Oh fuck.
Yeah. That's true.
But I don't know. I mean, just for fun, like I'd rather have Saku Koivu than Robert Vela.
But I don't think Dan's ever made a trade. I don't think he's ever made one trade in his 3 seasons or 4 seasons, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I think he joined year 2. I think he joined season 2, but he's never made a trade. He doesn't participate in the off season, and some of these guys don't participate in the off season. So
and to their detriment. I mean, and that's fine if they don't want to. I mean, hey, God bless them, but
I love the off season. I think a lot of us really like participating in the off season.
I mean, you guys know me. I mean.
Yes, we know. You're fucking psycho.
My during the season is a bunch of practice to get to the off season.
Yes.
That's what I'm all about, right? I mean, so my other draft whoopsie was in year 4, and you know what? I'm going to pin this on my.
Okay. Did you freeze? All right, try. Go ahead, try now.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna pin it on myself. In year 4, taking Kovalev instead of Bertuzzi. It was 1 pick difference, but again, when I'm first starting and I'm expansion and like, oh wow, he's got 80 something whatever overalls, and that's all I'm looking at. And now I realize, you know what? I had Tony Amonte. I had this like little skinny dude who can play the middle, who's got shot power and shot accuracy or whatever. I needed some beef, and instead I took Kovalev when I should have taken Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi is the exact player that I should have taken.
Well, you fucked up, and I really would like to know if you had made that pick, how it would have changed Magnus, because then Magnus
exactly without Bertuzzi,
he doesn't get the
Aginla deal doesn't happen, and like all the other, exactly.
It trickled down.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Very interesting. You're very interesting right now, Derek. You're working my brain here.
And so my last one was this prior draft. And again, we all love Magnus. Magnus is the best dude of fucking all time, man. We all fucking love him. We love him to death. But I'm sorry. Hossa instead of Thornton is just wrong. It is. However you want to construct your team is however you want to construct your team. But when you have a guy in Joe Thornton who for 13 out of the next 15 years is an 87 plus, physicality, speed, shot accuracy, passing, whatever, and you pass on him for Hossa, who is only 7 out of 16 years over 87, it's wrong. I'm sorry. It's a mistake. You passed on the wrong.
Interesting.
Well, I'm
also, just to add something to that, Magnus keeps talking about missing Owen Nolan from his first year.
Oh my God.
This big center, they can shoot the puck, one-timers. It seems like Thornton would have been
perfect.
that player.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. For what he's looking for. I mean, again, like we talked about earlier, he's talking about doing the one-timer. He's talking about doing that clapper. Well, you would have thought that Joe Thornton would have fit perfectly into that mold, right?
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, I think, unfortunately, we've mentioned Magnus's name a lot of times. The dude drafts well. The dude is aggressive.
Yeah.
And he gets players. But there is a lack of patience. There is a lack of just, dude, you've got the best player. Sit on him.
Yeah.
Use him. Play with him.
Yeah.
I mean, we all love him, but
Hey, I hope he keeps doing what he's doing because I want to try to get some of those guys. So,
hey, you know what? He makes the league a hell of a lot of fucking fun.
yeah. again, we love you. So we're
love
just
you,
shooting
man.
the
We
shit.
love
We're just shooting the shit. That's all.
Listen, Derek, this was, as always, with these podcasts, so much fun. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, man.
This is an awesome
Dudes,
episode.
man, thank you so much for having me. This has been awesome. I have so much appreciated this.
Yeah.
It's been really good to get drunk and look at the screen with you guys. So.
Cool.
Well, good, man. I'm glad you were able to fucking hang out with us, man. It was a good time getting to know you.
For sure.
And fucking we look forward to shooting the shit and making fun of each other more online, man.
So, yeah.
All right, absolutely.
So this
G,
is-
I'm coming for you, motherfucker.
So this is the Wolf and Klein podcast, episode 10. We're out.
See you later.